What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a high taper on my boy, so stay tuned. We're starting off at the back taper using our gold FX to create our first guideline. Remember, you want to create this guideline contouring to their head shape. Now that we're done balding them out, we can move on to the top and use our foreguard to debulk. Now that we're done debulking the top, we can move back to the taper and use our no guard all the way open to create our second guideline. You want to make sure you make this guideline around an inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now we're going to slightly close the lever midway and all the way close to help us erase that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the one guard, we can move on to the half guard and erase the line completely. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to the two guard all the way open and create our fourth guideline. This is going to help us blend into the bulk. We're going to use the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 2 guard, we can move on to the 1.5 guard and erase the line completely. We are near the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here in detail. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Now we're moving on to our 3 guard all the way open, and this is going to blend into the 4 guard that we used on top. Here we're detailing as much as possible, and now we're switching over to the 4 guard all the way closed to make sure everything's nice and even. Now that we're done making sure everything is nice and even, we can move on to the neckline and use our gold FX to make them as crispy as possible. When lining it up, I always start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch using its corners, going slow enough that the hair feeds into the trimmer. You want to be very careful not to press too hard here because the skin is very thin and you could bite them. Now that we're done lining up the back of the ear, we can move on to our Goat FX and create our first guideline. Now that we're done balding them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. Remember to slightly close the lever to blend out that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to the one guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're going to use this same guard and the lever to soften up the line and get it ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we're moving on to the half guard and erasing the line completely. Moving on to the 2 guard all the way open, we're going to create our fourth guideline and get this ready for the 1.5 guard. The 1.5 guard is going to help us connect the 2 to the 1 guard all the way open. Here we're detailing as much as possible with our previous guards. I went back to the ear line to make it more crispy, because once I was done fading, it revealed a few lines. Now we're heading back to the temple taper and we're making sure we detail as much as possible with our corners. Here we're using the 1 guard all the way open. Now we're moving on to a 4 guard all the way open and we're going to knock down the beard. After this, we're going to start with the no guard all the way open and start to blend in the sideburns. As you can see here, I'm using my opposite hand to stretch the skin as much as possible, and I'm slightly closing the lever to blend out that initial guideline. Here I'm debulking with the 1.5 guard all the way open, which is equivalent to a 2 guard closed. Now we're moving on to our Goat FX and we're going to line up the front of the ear, aka the back of the neck. Now we're moving on to our Goat FX and we're going to line up the back of the beard. You want to make sure not to take it too in because it will look unnatural. Moving on to this front hairline, we're going to start off at the middle and work our way to the sides. Remember, you want to make sure you go slow and make sure the hair feeds into the trimmer, because if not, then it won't line up properly. Make sure not to dig too deep into the corner, it will make it look unnatural. I'm starting to see that a lot more and it looks very weird. Now we're heading back to the middle and connecting it to the right side. Always make sure to use your comb to lay the hair down and then reline it up. Again, you want to make sure your vertical bars are as natural as possible, because if not, it won't look right. Before we move on to the blade, we're going to finish up the beard and make sure it's as crispy as possible. With very curly hair, you want to make sure the hair feeds into the trimmer, because if not, you're going to struggle. Now that we're done lining up the beard, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. Remember to always apply shave gel to make the skin as smooth as possible. When using the razor, you also want to stretch the skin as much as possible while keeping the blade at a 45-degree angle so you don't cut them. Always ask before you go against the grain if the client can take against the grain. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe is greatly appreciated. Also, leave a comment down below, especially if you made it this far into the video, because I'm definitely going to reply to it.